This is calculator question number 4 from SAT Practice Test 1. College Board gives us an equation but written as a sentence and asks us to find the value of 8x. So let's write the sentence in the form of an equation. I have 16 plus 4x is, translates as equals, 10 more than is 10 plus 10 more than 14, 10 plus 14. Be careful, we often put either the 10 or the 14 on the wrong side or subtract it rather than adding, but we want this expression to be more than 14 by 10, so you have to add 10 to the 14 to make them equal. Now I want to solve for x. I can do this algebraically, but first I want to describe how to do this on the calculator. Anytime you have an equation with only one variable, if you put the left side into y1 on your graphing calculator, the right side into y2 on your graphing calculator, and find the intersection, which on my TI-83 or 84 is second calc, which is the trace button in near the upper right, and then choice 5 is intersect, and then you hit enter 3 times. Enter 1 because it defaults to y1, which I entered my left side. For this second equation we're looking for the intersection of, it defaults to y2, so I just hit enter again, since that's where I put my equation. And then for the third enter, it's asking for a guess, but I usually just hit enter and see if it goes to the point of intersection that I want. And in this case, it does, because my graph looks in the xy plane. I made my y max bigger than 10 plus 14 is 24. I chose 30. So I get this equation, and I get something that looks like this. And the intersection is at x equals 2, y equals 24. The x value at the point of intersection is the variable in the equation that only has one variable that I entered. So I have x equals 2, and it's tempting to choose A, but College Board claims they don't ask trick questions, and I'm not going to argue with them. I'm just going to point out they ask subtle questions. They're not asking for x. They're not saying solve for x. They're saying find the value of 8x. So once we've found that x equals 2, multiply both sides by 8, and we get 8x equals 16. So it would be choice C, not choice A. Whether or not you consider this a trick question, remember that College Board asks subtle questions, and it's important when you find your answer to reread the question College Board is asking and make sure your answer answers their question. Very often they're not asking for what you expect. And they will often ask you to solve linear equations. In fact, linear equations are the most common questions. Come back soon for my next math video. With math, there's always more.